Hi, I just wanted to start off by talking about the complexity of modern day life and the question of could we even manage without a computer or cell phone. I think personally that anything is possible, um, and I think that it is completely um, possible to live without computer, live without technology, live without a phone. You see people who are Amish who do it, and other sorts of background that live without technology, whether they're technophobes, religious reasons, or what have you. Um, or, for example, they've never had access to technology. I think it depends on the individual basis and how willing they are to give it up in the first place. Um, as a whole, if we started to go without technology, I don't believe that that's possible because I feel like there are too many different kinds of people that would not be willing to give up such a unique and extreme access to other people and knowledge. So I think at the individual basis or a very small group like a family, I think that it's possible to manage without a computer or a cell phone or both. But in the same respect, they probably would not have high-paying CEO jobs because you need a phone and computer to do those things. So there are limitations if a person were to go about with that lifestyle. Now on to the one aspect that I chose to think about was shelter. I am not sure if maybe I didn't quite think about this the way I was meant to, but because this has been something because this is something that has actually come up in my personal life, I have thought in the event of minimizing the cost of a shelter, just go to Walmart and buy a shed. And so if you bought a shed that was 10 feet by 14 feet from Walmart, it would be $697. In my opinion, you can make anything into a home. So that $695 in 1845 is $22.30, which is less than what Thoreau paid for his home, and even $2 more less than the $30 wage of a Cambridge student. So I think that while there may be somebody else who calculates wood, cost of lumber, cost of nails, cost of shingles on the roof, etc., or tin that you use on the roof, at the end of the day, I think going with the shed option, if it is a legitimate option for the realm of what we're expected, I think that the shed is the best option because it's built. You just drag it in there and place it where it is, and at the end of the day, anything you have can be made into a home, regardless of the size. Yep. So, with that in mind, I would, in response to is Thoreau's simplified lifestyle possible or desirable, I think it's completely possible, just for the fact is you can do it with literally no labor involved. Just pull up your trailer to Walmart and then take your shed onto a piece of land. I think as far as it being desirable, I really don't see how it's not desirable, but then again, I come from a family who comes from mobile homes and smaller style homes, so I'm very not entirely connected with nature, but it wouldn't hurt my feelings if all of a sudden I had to live in the middle of nowhere. So I would consider it to be a desirable thing to live in a small home. In addition to that, because from seeing my mom work, it's less to clean, it's less to take care of, and I understand that maybe it could be like a little bit claustrophobic in that event. Just walk outside, you know? I think that you could build your own little porch that comes off. There are so many ways to remedy that. Moving on, how does Thoreau's lifestyle compare to modern life? I think Thoreau definitely had his way. He had his impression of what was important and of value to him. And I think that if us today saw a person like him, we might even look at him and say, dude, you don't really have anything. You don't really have, your house is so small. How are you comfortable living in it? Or, the whole go big or go home type of mentality that we have here in America. I think that people might look down on him because he's not exercising his wealth in some way. All in all, I think with purchasing the shed versus any other route, I believe it's the most cost-effective way. You don't have to pay for labor, you don't have to do it yourself. You can continue to work your job without spending much time setting up your home. So I think that this shed is the best way to go.